So many companies use animals to speak for their products. They act in commercials and films, and I'm sure you've seen them before. From puppies to Clydesdales, Budweiser to Chevrolet, the list is endless. Today, I have the honor of introducing you to the humble coach behind these acting stars. Welcome to DuBois, Wyoming, home of Turtle Ranch. Let's roll.
I grew up in Australia, and my heart was into the American West as a young man. I just thrived on the old Gene Autry films, the Roy Rogers, the Cisco Kid. It just was part of lifestyle growing up, and I just is embedded into me to always come to America and live out the wild, wild West. I grew up in Australia on a small property, smaller than a square mile. And now, I'm on 3,000 acres here, so it's completely different. At 7,000 feet, I'm an American citizen. And I have been since 2000. What I do, training these wonderful animals I'm very blessed to have such a nice job. One of my first commercials was a Bush beer commercial. And I had a horse rearing with the Tetons. And then I went from there to a Sears commercial. And then from there I went to a Glad Bag commercial, and then it really just escalated from there. Well, I had a good friend, he's passed away now, but we bought this piece of property across the highway, and I was in the back of a truck wagon with my bedroll. He was on the ground.
And they woke up one morning and it was kind of swampy, and steam was rising up, and there's rocks everywhere, and it looked like a bunch of turtles.
And he goes, "The only thing you could raise around here, Robin, is turtles." I said, "Perfect, Turtle Ranch."
Life at Turtle Ranch is spontaneous, and I could get a call tomorrow and be on the road for the next week, location scouting, or Robin could get a call and we're bidding a job for, say Chevrolet or Jeep, or getting horses to chase cars or rear up or sit in a car, who knows. It's exciting. You never know what's happening next.
Kate's the whole engine of the operation. She answers the phone, she talks to the producers, she talks to the agency, she talks to the client, she makes it come alive.
Robin had a horse that he bought off a drover. This horse was called Juniper, and I was honoured to get to know Juniper. I got to ride Juniper. Juniper made me look good while he's rearing up in these amazing shots. Robin's just cueing him off camera. I just had to sit there. Juniper went from A to B. He pulled off so many commercials. He built Robin's resume.
He really brought me into my first big TV spot working for Bush Beer. It was just a great little spot, and he's done a beautiful rear, and he's been in a lot of different pitches over the years. He was one of my first big Liberty horses. And Liberty means this horse can work out in the open, free, with no restraint around him. He could rear, pick up a hat, lay down. He could hide and seek with him. He was just an incredible horse that had so much energy, and he loved to please you. And he was one of my greatest horses that I think I've ever had.
He built Turtle Ranch. He passed away, sadly, March this year. Robin was with him. It was a sad night, but he was in his 30s and it was time to go. And I'm so glad we were here. He hasn't found a new Juniper yet, but there's plenty of great horses out there. Every animal at the ranch, and at some stage, has appeared in some sort of commercial or film or print media. And that's their life, and when they're not working, they get to enjoy the ranch, and be totally spoilt, and when they're working they're still spoilt, but they have to get back into the training, go to school. Turtle Ranch is where we create magic. Robin's training comes to life. We're very private here. We like our privacy to work and enjoy what we've worked for, which is the ranch and our animals. If someone comes up with an idea and they call us, we'll help bring it to life with our animals, through our animals. We've got 3,000 acres here, a great location for filming as well.
What we're going to do today, Cord, we're going to take these horses out of the corral and we're going to take them up to this, it's probably not quite 100 acres, and I've got some boards lined up out there in the pasture, and when I tell them to line up, they're going to hop on those boards, and we're going to do like if we were traveling or going interstate with these horses. This is what we do when we're traveling. Line up! Line up! Line up! Line up! Line up! No! Line up! Line up! Good boys. Steady! All right, Cord, come around the front here. Anyway, that's what you call a lineup.
Is that where you tip your hat there when you get there?
So if we're getting ready to start a job and we've got horses and we're moving, this is the way we'll line them up to catch them. It'll be probably 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, just on light, and this is the way you'll catch them. And then we'll go into our routine, what we're doing. Or if we're teaching a horse to jump a fence, or we're teaching them to rear or come out and pick up a hat and run back, they learn their marks. So
right.
We'll have the herd of horses there, and then we'll catch them, and then we'll take one horse out and have him go out and do his stuff. And then you reward them once they do it. Good boy, and they learn it. Cord, I'm going to have you play me, and I'll play you. So we're just taking a reverse. So I'm going to bring them around, and you be up front, and you call them, and you tell them to line up.
Line up.
Line up.
Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up. Line up.
All right. Whoa.
Well, you didn't do it, but
Hey, that's pretty damn good.
I'll tip my hat there.
I'm going to let them go this time, so you get the whistle, all right?
Just like a football team, huh?
Just like a football
go.
team. We'll just come on behind here and go ahead. You're the man in charge.
I guess if they're going to run like they did, you better get behind them, huh? That slow start there, have to get a couple extra laps in. Thanks a bunch, Robin. That is amazing right there. It's
All
good to see.
It's morning. Well, let's go and get some breakfast, eh?
I'm game.
Good job.
Yeah, you too, you too.
This place is unbelievable. We film all over the world, and this is one of the most spectacular locations we've ever filmed in. And Robin and Kate can accommodate anything you want. It's been amazing. The animals and the scenery and the environment, it's absolutely stunning. And the different colors, the greens and reds and the high peaks, there's so many different looks here, and you know, I can't wait to get back here and shoot more.
I always look forward to the next big challenge. The Clydes are fantastic to work with. The Bud Clydes are unbelievable, and they've got a lot of energy there, and it's great to show it off.
We love working for Budweiser. We love the Clydesdales coming in. It's like, you know, always great fun to see those majestic giants come in the driveway in their gorgeous semi-trailers and unload and go to work.
We're given a script, and you read through it, and then probably about 2 weeks later, someone will draw up like a little storyboards, little pictures.
And they do it now with animatics, it's like a cartoon that's come to life instead of storyboards. So it's quite cute to see the little drawings and the cartoon take place. And I mean, obviously after a lot of conference calls and back and forth between director and Robin and best way to do the shots, things will evolve and it'll become a work of art.
They say, can this be real? Can you actually do it this way? And you go, okay, I can do it that way.
The agency called us and were looking for a white dog for a possible commercial that they might be doing. And we were already training at the time some Clydesdales in California for a Budweiser commercial. And so at lunchtime every day I'd go to the shelters and see what I could find. And one day I went to this shelter, I can't even remember which one it was now, and there he was looking at me through the cage, and I called Robin and he came down and we got him out of the cage to meet him, and he just seemed perfect. He was 7 months old. And so we rescued him, and then we started training 3 or 4 days after that, and within a month he pulled off a Super Bowl commercial called Spot. He just lives here and guards the house and likes to ride around in the pickup, wag his tail, and yeah, he's just a cool dog.
Each year is a different challenge, and this last year we had a wonderful time training these Clydesdales to interact with these little puppies.
We got a call from Budweiser. The commercial puppy love was coming alive. So we figured we needed a puppy with the horses at all times so that we could create those intimate moments. We bought Charlie Francis because we needed a pure lab, and she just happened to be the right age in Casper, Wyoming. So she came to live with us and spent the next, I think it was 6 weeks with the Clydes. She learnt to play tug-of-war with one Clyde called Alex. She was leading them around. She was tiny. And she did a really good job to get the horses used to their size and to watch out for them.
Running down the road, chasing a car, jumping a fence, trying to get the little puppy back. It was a great story. You know, you get on set after you've been training him and you know exactly what the routine is, and you go, oh, is everything going to come together? And all of a sudden they say action, and then those animals come to life and they're performing and doing exactly what you just spent the last 30 days training, and you go, oh, thank goodness. But no, you worry about for them, you know, because I think if they don't get it right, they feel you are going to be upset, not upset, but they want to please you. So, you know, when they do well, I like to applaud my animals. I always give a big clap, yay, and stoke them up, you know, yay. Line up! It gives you sense of well-being inside yourself that, wow, you know, there's no limit to some of these animals, what they can do.
I'm just so amazed, you know, because you see so many people doing horse training with all these different, I guess, gadgets or bits and stuff. It's hard enough to get one to do it, and to sit here and watch 40 head of them just line up at command and one step out and rare as the other one sit there. I mean, that's just amazing in itself.
Yeah, you know, yes, it is, Cord, and they get to enjoy it too.
They're so relaxed and calm, like they get the day off.
It's unbelievable what these horses can do. I've never seen anything like it. You think of them as just wild animals, but the way that Robin is able to train them for specific setups and shots is amazing.
When you watch them listen to Robin, and you just get very proud of them, and you can tell they're enjoying themselves. That twitch of their nose, or you know, they shake their head and they like the crowd. I think his liberty work is really exceptional, and that's the relationship building stuff. I'm still surprised every job and every challenge, and I sometimes question, what are you doing? Because I don't understand how he's going to get from there to there, but I mean, it always works. He's learnt how to simplify the training to get into the horse's head quicker and make it easier for them to understand what's required in a shorter amount of time.
They all have their different personalities. Like you might have one horse, like he'd be running along and he likes to just nip over at his buddy while he's running, you know. So you know that he's going to do that nearly all the time. So you try to put him in an area where it's not going to be obvious that he's trying to do that. Each one has a different personality and they like to rear up, or they like to play with things, pick up things. So you try to find an animal, if you're getting to pick up a hat from the ground or a towel, you'd notice these sort of things. You'll see a horse go into round corral, and if you have something on the ground or something at the gate and he picks it up, you go, oh, perfect, that's an animal that'll interact with something. I can have him pick it up.
I think the animals really enjoy it. They come in from a rest, and even the Clydesdales, the ones that we see more than once, you know, the next year or a couple of years later we might see one on the hitch and they hear Robin and they'll come running over for that piece of candy. And then if he says hike that football, he hasn't seen it in 3 years, it does. And if there's no football to hike, he just lifts his leg as if there was. You know, they love it and they love seeing him. It's something different, I think. All the animals get a different job. When Robin gets a contract and begins training, for example, the Clydesdales arrive here, I have to guard the gates. He doesn't want any distraction from anybody. He is focusing all his energy on those horses.
I let a few people every now and then watch me train, but normally I like to just train by myself and have everything peace and quiet. It's just me with the horse. And when you got other eyes watching the horse, a horse looks into your eyes, or an animal, and they see something. And if you've got other eyes watching, they're looking at those eyes, because they see a lot of love come into your face and a lot of what it's between me and the animal. It's not because you're doing anything secretly, you just want to have the one-on-one basis with the horse. It takes several days to get a relationship built with an animal, but once it starts forming, it gets bigger and bigger and the bond gets stronger. And when you do get on set and you call the horse or call the bull or the steer to come to you, you know, they pick your voice up straight away because they've had that one-on-one relationship with you, even though they can hear a lot of other voices around, but they know your voice completely.
Some animals are harder, you know, they don't want to give in and they think they're going to beat you. And he's just very persistent. And those animals that, you know, are a little tougher at the beginning end up being the most loyal, giving animals in the long run, I find.
Hey, Patrick, why don't you go and bring Cinnamon in right now and we'll lay her down right in front of these horses here. The reason I'm doing all this with these horses out here is for my son Patrick, and I want him to succeed and to have this ranch and pass it on to him for his children, and hopefully he wants to do the same business as what I'm doing, and I'll get a lot of gratification out of that. Really thrilled me today to see him come out and lay that horse down, and he's trained a couple of horses to lay down like that. And he's getting into the field, and he has a lot of patience, and he loves doing it. So I think he might pick up what I'm doing, and I'm very, very proud of him. Patrick trained a horse that we sold to the movie Django, and his name was Silky, and he was in the film, and Patrick trained him to lay down even though the lay down wasn't in the picture, but he could lift his lip and do a lot of different little tricks, and Patrick trained him all by himself. And we did sell him. He made good money, and Patrick did get the money, and I taught him that there's a business for him to do out there.
Robin is a really hard-working guy that will never give up. He believes in what he's doing, and he believes in his animals, and that was probably the thing that really attracted me to him and I admired about him when I first met him, just that never give up, I can do this, and he does. That stuff we've done, it's really good. I hate to be big noting, but I'm really proud of it, It's good quality stuff. And it's because Robin's vision into the storyboards creates the magic.